The time has finally arrived for a full-blown transition of the Indian Test team. The likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Ravichandran Ashwin have decided to bid farewell to the longest format of the game. If you ask me personally, the transition began a couple of years ago when we decided to move on from the likes of Pujara, Rahane, Ishan Sharma and Riddhiman Saha. Players who did not command as much limelight as a Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma, but were equally pivotal in making this the best test team in the world. And so here we are, a new test team, a fairly new coaching staff, and a captain whose first assignment is a 5-match test series in England. And Shubman Gill has not had the best start to his test career. An average of 35, somewhere in the mid-30s, does not back up the potential that he has shown. And I personally was not very optimistic about him being made the captain, solely because his performances 5 years into his test career do not command a captaincy stint. However, after 5 days of cricket, I beg to differ with the opinions that I had previously. Shubman Gill was a very proactive captain. We did make a few mistakes here and there, and we ended up on the wrong side of the result. There's been backlash from everywhere, and rightfully so. We have enough reason to voice our frustrations. Let's dig slightly deeper into the reasons for our losses. The first one being, and the most prominent one, that as soon as Jasprit Bumrah is out of the attack is rendered ineffective. The question I want to raise here though is it the first time that this is happening? Let's shift our focus back to a decade ago, the India tour to England of 2014. Not very happy memories, let me be very honest. But let's see if we can draw some parallels. Now if you have a look at the stat for Indian seamers, Bhuvneshwar Kumar has played all 5 test matches and he is the only seamer to do so. The rest of the seamers around him have been chopping and changing. He has picked up 19 wickets at an average of 26. Ishan Sharma has picked up 14 at an average of 27. But look beyond that. Look at the numbers of, say, Varun Aaron, Mohammad Shami. Umesh Yadav was not even playing that series. What I'm trying to say here is, any team that undergoes transition takes some time to gel along with each other. Just like batting, bowling's got partnerships, and the partnerships take time to develop. We are very lucky that we have an out and out great in Jasprit Bumrah. And in no time we'll form a bowling attack around him. Yes, it's frustrating when a Prasidh Krishna gives one loose ball in an over, or Mohammad Siraj is not able to maintain the discipline that Jasprit Bumrah does. But it's a new role for everybody. Siraj is now looked up as second only to Bumrah, and he'll probably lead the attack in the next test match that Bumrah does not play. And it's a new role to him. It's going to take time for him to settle in that role. Let's draw a stark contrast to the England bowling lineup in the 2014 series. If you look at it, Anderson and Broad both have played 5 test matches, and both have been very miserly in the runs that they've given. Because of the stability of a leadership in the bowling attack, the rest of the bowlers in Chris Jordan, Chris Wokes, Ben Stokes, Liam Plunkett, everyone's been very miserly. The averages might skew a little bit towards the mid-40s, mid-30s, but have a look at the economy rates. And have a look at the economy rates of the Indian bowlers. And mind you, this was pre-Basball era. So an economy rate of a 3.7 and a 3.8 is basically a session where the batsmen have milked runs. But England have not done that. They have been 2.7, 2.8, at max 3.5. And so you can see a very stark difference in the cumulative bowling average of the Indian team as well as the English team. Let's have a look at the batting of both sides in the 2014 series. If you have a look at the stat of the Indian top 7 batsmen, you can see that they cumulatively average about 24.7, which says that they would end up being 173 for 7 on an average. Compare that to the English batsmen and they average 49.3. Meaning that they would score 345 runs for the same number of wickets, which is almost double the number of runs India would score. Clearly, India was facing a more potent bowling attack. The brighter side in this series is that's not the case. The English bowling lineup is equally inexperienced as the Indian one, and hence the only differentiating factor between the batting of both sides was the runs scored by the tail, which isn't a major issue going forward. But what really needs to be done from an Indian point of view is role definition in bowling. It's going to be an inconsistent, bumpy road, as it was in 2014. However, what would make it very easy is backing 3 or 4 seamers that you would consistently give chances in the next 1 or 2 years and defining roles for them. The seamers will have to understand what they would have to do around Bumrah to give India the best chance to win. They would also have to understand what they'll have to do in the absence of Bumrah to make the attack equally potent. And it'll happen. It'll happen with time. But what we need to be as fans is a little patient and a little supportive. Which brings me to my third and the most remarkable factor in India losing this test match: 8 dropped catches. At an international level, there can be no excuse to dropping a catch. You have to take the regulation catches and you have to create chances in order to win test matches that go down to the wire. However, is it the first time that this is happening too? If you look back at the 2014 series, and India dropped as many as 9 catches, most of them the slip cotton, mind you. Who can forget the famous drop of Ravindra Jadeja of the bowling of Pankaj Singh? Alistair Cook got a reprieve when he went on to score 95 and then turn the fortunes of his country. England won that series 3-1. Had that catch been taken, India might have never lost the momentum and England might have a new captain post-series. The pressure on both captains was immense. And so it's nothing new. The slip cordon would also take time to gel with each other and with the keeper. What's good is India has identified a few people that they want in the slip, and India has to be persistent with them. It will take them a couple of series for them to become professional specialist slip fielders. Back then, Virat Kohli, Pujara, Rahane were not specialist slip fielders. Tendulkar, Lakshman and Dravid had occupied that spot for over a decade. But with time, they went on to become very good slip fielders themselves for India. And so will be the case with Jaiswal, with Shubman Gill, with probably Karun Nair, whoever they want to identify to take up the slip cordon. And so in conclusion, I would want to say that yes, the frustration is justified, the frustration is valid, but we will have to keep up with the frustration for some time. The results are not going to come immediately. After every wrong result, to blame the coaching staff, to blame the captain will not get us anywhere. It's a time of transition. It's a time where we need to support, where we need to look at the team from a different lens. The Indian team out and out cannot be a world beater right now. They will have to go through phases where excruciatingly frustrating moments would make you lose test matches. The test match would be in your bag and the next moment it's not. And that's going to be a learning curve. The only thing we can hope is the next time Indian team crosses shores, they'll be a much more improved side compared to their performance this time.